I'm documenting a self-installation of an electric vehicle charging station on the far right wall in my parking area. This is the hardware I'll be using for my Tesla wall charger. I have an outdoor rated MC cable connector for a 1-inch conduit going into the back of the Tesla wall charger through the brick wall. And I have the Tapcon 1.25 screws with bonded weather tight washers for the tight seal. We'll be careful not to over tighten those screws with a hand ratchet, and also we have a 5/32 drill bit from Tapcon to initiate the hole for the screws to grab into the concrete. I'll continue this video shortly. This is how I prepared my MC cable to fish down the wall. I used a small cord to pull and fasten it to one of the 6-gauge conductors and wrapped it nice and tight to give a nice smooth pull. It all worked fine. The diameter is 3/4 inch. I used 1-inch holes and my wire is fished. Here is the MC cable fully compressed into the weather seal wire box terminal mount. This is a nice weatherproof, secure connection in the brick wall behind the panel. A heavy layer of silicone around the opening should secure any water seepage from behind the box. Everything's connected and ready to terminate in panel. Here is the fully terminated Tesla wire box. I used this tool to gauge 50 foot-pounds on each of the 3 wire terminals. Everything should be neat and clean and dry. I'll be using these 3/4 inch pipe clamps to hold the conduit throughout the attic. The code calls for at least 1 clamp every 6 feet. Here's an overview of the attic. The wire run begins right there where it drops into the concrete exterior wall to the charger, moves across, the cable runs the length of the house or the width of the house under the ductwork and through to the fuse panel side of the house. Coming under the ducts, move into the fuse panel end of the house. Here we have a small service loop just before it drops into the breaker box just below the end of the cable there. This is the access panel cut above the fuse box to do the necessary work. And here's the top of the MC connector, securely fastened onto the MC cable. There's a additional pipe clamp just above it. Inside the fuse panel, You can see the MC connector. And the green and white cable you see are part of my installation. Red and white coming down the side of the panel all the way across the bottom. Black and white, I should say. And terminating at the 60 amp breaker. The green ground connector comes around with all the other grounds and neutrals, terminating in an open slot right here. Everything's nice and secure and ready to close up. Here is a closer view of the EV charger, currently working with my car, and everything is fully operational.